Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Cherika Brown, of course, and we're on another episode of Cherika Be Talking, cause I be talking. And today we're going to talk about the RessaTessa TikTok story that everybody has been watching. Now, I'm going to start by saying I went and checked out the video only because I was seeing the hype behind it. Everybody was talking about it, but when I was like 2 or 3 videos in, I started watching it with my mama, and we was doing other things while we was watching it just because the videos were so long. So I watched it on 2-speed. You can speed up the videos on TikTok, and we were just cooking and eating and everything as we watched the videos. Now, I don't know. I think me and my mama are both different from most other women. I'm not going to say we weren't impressed, because this is somebody's life and somebody hurt that she truly, genuinely went through. And my heart goes out to her. I hope she really comes up off of this and she see, a brighter side of life. But the story just became redundant so fast. Like, I didn't care much about the details. And I honestly feel like the 50-part video could have been told in one 10-minute video, 2 or 3 at the most. But when I was like, why is everybody so hyped behind this? My mama pointed it out. She was like, that's because misery loves company, and in a sense that most women go through stuff like this, and they just like to hear that they not alone. Like, they want to hear the drama because, in a sense, every woman possibly can relate to a certain degree. So I was like, you know what, that makes sense. Online dating is popular, everything these days, and that's where she met the man. But at the beginning of the video, she started by saying she met him online. To me, that's the first red flag. Just because I don't agree with online dating, yeah, I can admit I have responded to an Instagram DM before, but I don't look at social media as online dating. I think those two are different. To me, when I think of online dating, it's weird for a man to do it. I know women are genuinely looking for love. It's tough out here and everything. But for a man to sit down and then go and make a profile specifically for dating, I can't really wrap my mind around it, because just being honest, it's sad to say, but it's so easy to get women. A man can go outside and just meet a woman, and women are easy. It's sad to say, we got to do better, y'all. But for a man to make a profile specifically for dating, I just think of a weirdo at his house on his laptop and his computer, just quiet, silently, like preying on women and not wanting to interact with them in the real world, because you can feel his real energy and know that something ain't right about him. Now, when she went on her date with this man the first time, I said, as y'all say, the bar's in HE double hockey stick. She was impressed by this man paying for her tire to get fixed. It's like, come on now, really? And I know the little hype been about, it was just showing that she is a humble woman. She chose to go to the Cheesecake Factory. I know y'all had a little internet war about that. Personally, I don't eat Cheesecake Factory. It ain't nothing about the price or the restaurant itself. It's just too much going on the menu, and I don't like nothing but that cheesecake, for real. Take me to Five Guys before you take me there. But yeah, they went to Cheesecake Factory. I think she mentioned Red Lobster. It was just showing that, I'm not going to say, she just is a humble woman, and I think he preyed on that aspect, and you can tell she didn't know much about sports. Me personally, I grew up watching football. She said he played in the indoor league, so he had money saved. And I'm like, girl, it's people in the NFL that sitting on the bench that need to really go and get a 9-to-5 because they ain't making no money for real. Or people that's out there playing that need to go get a 9-to-5 because they ain't making no money for real. Like, they injuring their body to make the same thing that an office worker can make. Everybody know NFL stands for not for long. He didn't even say he played in the NFL. This man said he played arena football. I'm like, we got Google these days. It ain't no excuses not to know, like, all right, he ain't making the best of the best. Like, ain't no way he got a whole bunch of money saved up. So she let that get by. And then it was the constant things of the houses and stuff. And she was saying, like, she never purchased a home, so she didn't know certain things. But some stuff was just common sense. What you need a bank loan for if you got $600,000 cash? what do we need to move in my house for if you got $600,000 cash? You supposed to already have a house as a man. You in a penthouse apartment, whatever, little studio home. You know, as a man driving whatever, what was it, a Taurus or something he was driving. One thing about black men, they love their cars. If you got 600,000 cash, you gonna have your dream car. Point blank, period. Like, you gonna have your dream car. And another thing my mama pointed out while we was watching it, she was like, we were trying to figure out if we were gonna quarantine at my house or his house. My mom like, what is she quarantining with a stranger for? You just met this man. I'm like, exactly. You stay at your spot, I stay at my spot. She was breaking her, let's get into lessons that we should learn as single women that's possibly watching this channel and dating. She was breaking her standards. She believed in Jesus Christ. We don't shack up as Christians, meaning that you don't live with somebody before marriage. And she said she felt strongly about that belief. So she broke that, knowing that she felt strongly about that. You got to have your non-negotiables, the things that are foundational that you don't want to change about yourself. You can't let a man come in and change those things about you. So it was like he was slowly breaking her, because when you're breaking somebody's core values, you're honestly breaking them to make them more vulnerable and manipulating them. The whole situation was just a story of manipulation, and some men are just master manipulators. So he was taking her on these wild goose chases for cars and houses, cars that he wasn't even driving. How he gonna get you a car that he ain't got? The story was just common sense based to me, and I think that's what's annoying and what made me not want to hear the drag on, because when you're not in the situation, you can see the common sense. When you add love and everything in it as a woman and emotions, I know that mind start playing tricks on you. You don't listen to your intuition. You don't listen to your heart. Another thing that she did that as singles you should always do with your family, especially if you're very family oriented like me, always tell them about the man that you're dating. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. Like, at least your mama or your sisters, tell them every single detail, because you need people that's going to tell you the real, like, it's more to him than what he's telling you or what he's showing you. When people that don't have the love for this man, like what you're like growing inside of you, they can have a clearer view and vision. People that love you and protect you and want the best for you can see the things that you're not paying attention to, or the things that you're overlooking, that your common sense is overlooking because you letting your heart overpower your head. So yeah, just tell people, don't be ashamed. And I just feel like the story shouldn't have went that long, because I feel like the situation shouldn't even have gotten that deep. The phone calls was crazy and funny. I think the memes online are more funny than like the actual story. And it was so many lessons in that one by one. I could just go through everything and just pinpoint every single thing. I don't think she should have gotten married to him. She got married to him in a weird point of her life, because she was questioning him and her spirit was telling her something wasn't right, yet she still wouldn't marry him. So that was a sign of desperation. I know being single, it can get lonely sometimes. You can want companionship, but we gotta know that being single is sometimes a blessing. It's God protection. God have you in a waiting area and keeping you from these outside forces for a reason. So during your single period in your life, you just need to really focus on you, make yourself better, and know that God is not a God of confusion. So when something or someone is sent from God, you won't be confused and you won't feel iffy about it. So yeah, the marriage should not have happened. The shacking up should not have happened. And just the constant lies were obvious, because she never met these people. She never heard them. And I know we all, like I said, we've all experienced these type of situations to certain degrees. Maybe we didn't get as far as she did, or maybe we didn't find out the information that she was able to find out. We weren't dedicated to find the information, but it really just raised awareness, and just should let us know that we need to stay from specifically going online to specifically date, because there's nothing good that can come out of that. We have to protect our hearts as women, because we're very vulnerable and we're very loving. So you have to make sure people's intentions are pure, and just know that most men, if they do really want a relationship, they will go out and find you and seek you. Most men aren't just online dating and creating profiles. I think those things are specifically for hookups and convenience and just playing on insecure women. And they sign up on those sites knowing that, oh, she's desperate for love, or she really wants love, so I have to sell her the dream. And of course, women talk too much, so you're gonna tell him everything you're looking for and everything you want in a man for him to play this role that he can play and ultimately finesse you. If I think of some more stuff that I thought of when I was looking at the video, I'll let y'all know and I'll come back, because y'all know I be talking. But for now, that's all I'm gonna say. Peace.